Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia and I'm super excited to show you the 2020 Kia Optima EX Plus. So first of all, let's cover a few ground rules in this class. This class is shrinking. That means less and less people are buying mid-size cars, and actually a few manufacturers like Ford has gotten out of this class altogether. GM is basically withdrawing their cars from the class. Chrysler really doesn't have an exact competitor to this. So all your big three are dropping out, which is leaving it to the imports, and that means that there's a huge opportunity for Kia. So Kia's already taken advantage of this opportunity with the 2019 and now 2020 Kia Forte. It was redesigned, it became Canadian Small Car of the Year. This car had to keep up with that car. So what happens when a car underneath this car has all kinds of features and options? That means that if they don't redesign this car, they have to at least pack it with features and options to make it a viable alternative to that car. So if you like the Forte, Canada's 2019 Car of the Year, but you want something a little bigger with a whole bunch of the same features, this is your car. Let's go take a look. So as someone who has followed the car industry, the automotive industry, since I was literally 3 years old, and I memorized cars back then as well, I was that kind of nerd, I've always kind of made the mistake of sort of defining a car by when it first came out. Now let's be fully honest here. Kia just introduced the other day some sketches, some artist renderings of the next generation Kia Optima, and it looks pretty swoopy, it looks pretty interesting, but that car's not here yet. They haven't even announced an actual car yet. This is what's out today, and I made the mistake sometimes before I worked at a dealership of sort of assigning the very first generation of a car, the very first year of a car, saying, okay, that's what that car is, and that's it. And what I forgot, and now that I work in the car industry, what I realize is that they make all kinds of improvements to these cars, even though they don't do a full redesign. So is a full redesign coming? Yes, it's coming in the future, but that makes this car a really good deal, and it's loaded with features. So a lot of people wait for a later generation or a later year model of a body style. This is what you're waiting for. So let's take a look at the front. First of all, you got a nice grille out here, sort of a graphite gray kind of grille. This one's a nice blue color. You've got, of course, the nice chrome trim across the top and the bottom of the tiger nose grille. That's Kia's signature grille. You do have LED lights in here. You also have projector beam headlights. So projector beam headlights have a real sharp cutoff, real clean light, so that's nice. You've got fog lights down low as well. Piano black trim here. You have a functional air vent here. So there's a little bit of air that can come through there, comes into your wheel well, and what that does is it does two things. It cools the brakes, which is a nice feature if you're in a lot of, if your brakes get hot, but it also smooths the airflow through the wheel well. That makes it more aerodynamic. And when we talk about aerodynamic, we should talk about fuel efficiency. This car gets great real world fuel efficiency. People come back all the time and say, I use this car for long trips all the time, and I absolutely love the fuel efficiency. It's better than my compact car from before. So you've got the 2.4 liter engine in here still, 4-cylinder engine. You got a 6-speed automatic transmission. You've got multiple drive modes, so you can work for economy, you can work it more for sport. Really good package here. Still got, like I said, that 6-speed transmission. So if you're looking for a more traditional transmission and you don't want the CVTs that are coming in a lot of compact cars, you still have the traditional transmission in here. Let's take a look along the side of the car now. We'll notice a few little details. You've got this little detail here that Optima has done for a while. It's just a sort of styling detail, not a functional vent. Up here, you've got the chrome line that runs here, runs all the way back, all the way through the back and into the trunk area. So that's just a styling detail that they have on this car. Kind of gives the car kind of a swoopy look. Looks really good in person, and it's those little details, a little bit of chrome trim here and there, that when you see the car in person, it really stands out compared to on video or in a picture. You sit there and you go, wow, why does that car look so nice compared to some of the other cars? And it's the little tiny details that they do like that. Let's take a look at the back of the car. We'll show you some details there, and then we're gonna work our way through the car and do a full walk around video of this car. All right, as we take a look at the back of the car, you're going to see a whole bunch of details. In through there, you haven't got the lights on, but you've got really unique lighting in there. The Kia's done a really good job of improving their lighting lately. Down below, you've got a diffuser, and you've got dual exhaust, so that diffuser is sort of piano black trim. Dual exhaust looks great. One thing I like is when I walk close, I'm not going to touch the car. The car is beeping 5 times and lights blinking, and the trunk released. What that means is when you have things like your baby or your gear or all these things and you're walking through snow and ice, you don't have to wave your foot under your car like some of our competitors do. You can simply approach the car and the trunk can release and you can just lift it up. Now there's a whole bunch of ways to release it. You can release it by the key fob. You can release it just by approaching it. Like I said, you can turn that feature off. You can touch it just by the touchpad in here. You can release it from inside your car. the whole point I'm trying to make with all that is there's a lot of ways to get your gear in here safely and easily. With your hands full, you don't even have to touch the car, it can release. It's called the smart tailgate feature. It's a really smart feature, and this car has it, the EX Plus Optima. In here, you're gonna find SUV-like space. A lot of people say, oh, I want a SUV because I can take a lot of stuff. Well, I can barely reach the seats back there. You have space in here, you've got full width, you've got a really deep area, and you've got fold down seats, and it's not really pinched off like some of our competitors. You can fold the seats down and get a ton of space. So yes, smaller opening than an SUV, but a huge trunk. And again, this is why I talk about people enjoying this car for road trips. Great fuel efficiency and great cargo capacity. Out back as well, a couple little features. There is a backup camera, we'll talk about that in a minute. There are also little tiny dots here. Those are backup beepers. As you approach something when you're backing up, it'll beep, and of course it'll progressively beep faster as you get closer. So in addition to seeing on a big backup camera what's behind you, you also have some beepers that'll give you an audible clue that, hey, maybe there's something you're not seeing in the camera, and that's close to you. So nice little feature. Styling details, again, we mentioned that chrome cone in the back. Got a little bit of a spoiler kind of built into the deck lid here. And like I said, those lights up here that look really sharp, and dual exhaust. And there's also chrome trim along above that diffuser. So smart styling, smart packaging, smart features, a lot of smarts in this car. We're gonna hop in the back seat. We're gonna work our way to the driver's seat now. All right, here comes the big test. I'm gonna hop into the back seat of this car. How easily can I get in? Very easily. There is a lot of headroom up here. There's also a lot of legroom. Now, I cheated. Even though there's a lot of legroom, I actually cheated myself of some legroom. This car has a driver's seat that when you turn off the car, you can set it as an option to come back further and just to give you some space to get in and out. It's done that. So even, usually when I hop in a car like this, I set the seats for where I'm sitting. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I have it there. This car is back further than that, and I just wanted to do that on purpose to show you that even when you have that sort of comfort seat access, when you have it back here, it's still super easy to get in and out of. So let's talk rear seat comfort. Again, mid-size car, full-size rear seat here. So you've got a couple things I like. A lot of people like to sit higher like in an SUV. That's what they say. You want to sit sort of square like you're in a regular chair. This rear seat has that. So you have a rear seat that comes right underneath my knees here. So I'm sitting square, my legs are on the seat, and I'm comfortable for a long trip. The recline angle is good. I've got a headrest behind me, and this car has a sunroof, which we're going to talk about in a second. But even with a sunroof, I have plenty of headroom. And a lot of people think a sunroof adds headroom, takes away headroom. In the most cars, when you have a sunroof, it takes away headroom. And this one has plenty of headroom. Now, what I do gain from the back here, I'll try to show you a picture, is a full panoramic sunroof. So it's over the front seats and over the back seats. So you don't see that often in a sedan. Sometimes you see it in SUVs and crossovers. In the back of a sedan, it's really cool. It gives you a ton of space, and you got of course, it has an opaque cover that can cover it. But your rear seat passengers especially, you can look up at the sky, and it gives a lot of light in the car, and it's just a cool place to be. All right, let's talk more features. Of course, we've got an armrest here beside me. Big thing about the armrest, it does not fall flat to the seat below. It falls where your arm is gonna hit it. So you've got a soft armrest in the door here. You've got a soft armrest over here. It's got cup holders through here. You've got bottle holders and gear holders in the door. You've got vents right in front of me here, so they can you can direct the vent, and you can change how much airflow comes through to you. You can aim the vents as well. You have a 12-volt port, and you have a USB port back here, so you've got multiple ways to charge your devices. You've got on the back of the seat, not just on one seat, but on both seats, you've got a little pocket here where you can stick all kinds of things in there. The thing I like is these seat backs are plastic. Now people say, why would you want that? These are great leather seats, but you don't want little kids or little toddlers scratching up the back of the seats, so they put them plastic here. It's crazy easy to wipe down. I have them in my car. My wife is always amazed at how much dirt our kids put on the back of their seats as they're in their booster seats. And of course, they can just be wiped down with plastic. Huge feature if you have kids or if you're taking kids in the car. So very comfortable spot, amazing view, really great place to be with this panoramic roof. And you know, just a really comfortable space, lots of space, wide, lots of legroom. Rear seat is fantastic in the Optima. But now let's get to the driver's seat and talk about all the features of this car. Okay, the driver's environment. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car up, put my foot on the brake, hit start. When I move forward now, you'll see what I was talking about, how that seat sort of moves forward on its own. Now you do have a powered seat, so of course the powered seat, you can move it up, down, anywhere you want, tilt it back and forth. You've got a lumbar support that not only is it a good lumbar support for in and out, you can also raise and lower that lumbar support. So I can feel it on my back, higher or lower. Different people need lumbar in different spots, and you can adjust that with this car. So again, looking for a car on a long road trip, this is a car you want. It's very comfortable. panoramic sunroof is right over me as well. Some cars have the sunroof that's kind of behind your head, and the driver doesn't really gain any benefit from that open air or that lighter, you know, the open sky kind of feel to it. This car is still above your head, so that's kind of nice. All right, tilt and telescopic wheel as well. So if you're sharing this car with someone, you can get comfortable, and so can they. Now, a lot of people who share a car with a powered seat, it's going to turn the climate control off for a second. A lot of people who share the car with a powered seat say, okay, you know, that's great, but I can never find my position. This one has memory positions for 2 different drivers. So you can share this car with one other person. They can hit the memory button on the door, and boom, their seat's in exactly the spot they want it. So again, nice step up. You don't always get that. I don't think you get the memory seats in the Forte at all. So again, if we're talking about that step up from a compact car to a mid-size car, you get some of those features. UVO Intelligence is in this car, the EX Plus model here. So UVO Intelligence is an app system. You can start your car, you can check on it, you can lock your doors, you can do all kinds of things right from an app on your phone. You have buttons on your mirror here, which can do various things as well. It's a great system, and it's free for 5 years. So let's be honest, we're not the only people to have a similar system where you can control things from your smartphone. We are, as far as I know, the only company that I know of, maybe Hyundai as well, that will give you 5 free years of this service on your car today when you buy it today. So that's a great service, because I think I priced it out compared to like an OnStar. It's, you know, you're 50, 60, 70 bucks depending on all the packages you can get depending on the car. So it's a significant amount of money for other cars to get the same features you get for free. All right, looking on through some other stuff. Okay, safety features, blind spot detection. So you've got a little in the mirror, it'll warn you if someone's in your blind spot, both sides of course, so that's a great thing. A little orange light in your mirror, it'll beep if you're signaling, and they're right there for you. Big feature right there. Lane keeping assist. I like to introduce that feature as this car is capable of steering itself, and it does do that. Now, a lot of people freak out because they're saying, oh, I don't want my car to do that. What I found with most people is, even those people who are most afraid of this system, I say try it for a week, see how you like it, and if you don't like it, we can either back it off or we can turn it off completely. So there's a lot of settings with lane keeping assist. Basically what it does is it sees the road lines in front of you above 60 kilometers an hour, and it keeps the car centered in the lines. Now you can back it off to just correct itself when it touches the lines, or you can just make it lane departure warning, so it just beeps at you when you cross the line. It has no steering intervention at all, or you can turn the whole system off together. What I'm finding is most of our customers agree with me. They like it when it does this active lane keeping, so it keeps you in the center of the lane. And I'm a guy who likes to have full control. I'm a control freak when it comes to my car. I want to have control. I'm the guy who prefers the manual transmission, but I love this system. And the reason I love it is I'm a motorcyclist. I see people all the time weaving out of their lanes because they're distracted. And even if you're the best driver, we're going to touch these screens, we're going to play with things, we're going to do things on these screens and controls, and we're going to do things in a general driving environment where we're not as attentive as we should be. This car keeps you centered in the lane when that system's on. And it's just a little nudge in the steering wheel. You can feel it in your hands. It's super intuitive, and it works really well. And this car has it. It never used to have it, but it has it today. So I love that feature. And most of our customers, they love it as well. They tell me that they're really glad I got them to keep it on because it's a great feature. So again, car that kind of steers by itself by keeping yourself centered in the lane. Really great system. There's all sorts of other videos that I've done to talk about that system as well. So we talked about blind spot lane keeping. The other thing, we talked about this screen over here. First of all, it is your backup camera, great clear backup camera. It also has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. What does that do? Well, that gives you a couple things. One, many of your cell phone features are brought to the screen. Things like texting can be done through more of a voice command through both those systems. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay have both been updated recently. So if you've watched older videos on those, there's newer systems. They're even better than they were before. The big thing Android Auto and Apple CarPlay do is they give you navigation in this car through your cell phone. So yes, you need a little bit of data. For most people, if you're not brushing against the data limit on your phone already, you'll never notice the data increase. It's a very minimal data usage for those mapping systems, and it's fantastic because Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, let's just use Google Maps as an example. They give you great live traffic data. They give you great information. You can look up coffee shops in town and see the Google review for each one right on your screen. So you know, okay, I'm not going to go to the 2-star coffee shop. I'm going to go to the 5-star coffee shop. All kinds of reasons to have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. This car's got it. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Now, a lot of people, when they put Android Auto and Apple CarPlay into their cars, a lot of manufacturers, you lose Sirius satellite radio. This car, you still have Sirius satellite radio, AM, FM, great sounding stereo. Moving down, automatic climate control. So it is a dual zone automatic climate control system. and I'm going to turn it back on. You can set the passenger or the driver's system to whatever temperature you want, higher or lower. So you can have the passenger considerably warmer, driver considerably cooler if that's what you want. Not a problem at all. And again, you just set the auto setting. So right now, this time of year, sometimes it's very cold in the morning, it's warmer in the afternoon. You can set it up to, just go to whatever temperature you want it to go to. And of course, with that app system we talked about earlier, UVO Intelligence, you could just start your car from the app. It would be at the temperature you want it to be at. Great system. Heated seats, of course, you would expect that in this car. Heated steering wheel might be something you don't expect, but a lot of our cars have heated steering wheels. This one, of course, does have it as well. Absolutely love that feature. Basic stuff, cruise controls here, information display in the center, which has all kinds of information, Bluetooth and audio controls here. Your headlights are automatic headlights, and of course you can set your fog lights to turn on automatically as well. You also have automatic high beams. Now, our automatic high beams, let's be honest, we're not the first company to do this. I used to review cars for a living, and I used to test these automatic headlights, and they would stay on or stay on too long, or they wouldn't turn on when they need to. Kia's automatic high beam system turns your headlights on and off very well. As soon as you're in town and there's street lights, it won't use your high beams. As soon as you're out in the country and there's nobody around, it'll turn them on automatically. As soon as it sees anything in front of you, whether it's red lights or white lights going away from you or coming towards you, it'll dim those lights. It is a really, really good system when you're driving in the dark at night. It takes all the guesswork out. Sometimes I forget to turn your high beams on when you should be. It'll turn them on when there's nobody there. It'll turn them right off as soon as somebody's coming. It works really well. It makes nighttime driving way easier, way less stressful. And again, this car has it. There's a lot of features in this car. We talked about the panoramic roof. I absolutely love it. Opaque shield if you want it to be covered, but power moonroof, love that feature. Automatic transmission, again, that manual shifting option if you want to shift manually. Drive modes as well, eco, comfort, or sport, so you can change the way this car drives. If you're an economical driver anyways, throw this car in eco and it'll work with you to get fantastic fuel economy. The Optima is such a great value. If you're looking for any vehicle, even a crossover, if this car meets your needs, take it for a test drive. See if this makes more sense for you, because a lot of people will find that this is still a really good car, and it's a great value right now because, like I said, the class is shrinking and Kia is just doing more and more things with this car to make it better. Let's wrap up this video with one more thing. One last thing I want to talk about, because a lot of people forget to mention it. Kia, of course, has a 5-star safety rating. Cars do very well in safety. They also do extremely well in reliability. Somebody said to me, because we have a Toyota RAV4, who would trade a Toyota in on a Kia? Well, a lot of people do, and the reality is Kia's reliability rankings are sky high right now. We've been, JD Power has called us the #1 brand for initial quality, #1 mainstream brand for initial quality for 5 years in a row. These cars are really good quality. You're gonna find that with the Optima. You're just gonna find the squeaks and rattles aren't there. The way things work, they work well. And it's not just us saying this, this is a lot of data. Worldwide, Kia's been doing very well for quality. This is a car you should add to your list. If you've made it this far in this video, thank you everybody for watching. Why do we do these videos? Well, we do these videos to earn your business. If you're in the Greater Toronto area, anywhere in Southern Ontario, give us a call. We'd love to earn your business. We are a top 3% Kia deal in the world. We just won the Platinum Prestige Awards. That's a big deal for us. And Platinum Prestige just means, like I said, top 3% Kia dealer in the world. We're the reigning Canadian Dealer of the Year as well. And we're very comfortable earning your business if you give us the chance. So thanks everybody for watching. You can reach our sales team by clicking the link in the description, and we'd be happy to help you out. And when there's a new Optima coming out, subscribe to our channel. We will make sure that any new information on that new Optima we have here on the channel for you. Thanks for watching, everyone.